All right, we're kicking off the 2025 football season. We're back for season 2. We got renewed. Thankfully to our sponsors, we have a couple new sponsors, ET Trophy Shop in Pottsville. We talked about this. They're going to sponsor, we're going to come up with an end of the year, maybe like an Unsung Hero Award, whatever it is. They'll donate the trophy. Darren March, LVHN. Wiener Iron and Metal, a standard. We also have Penn Star Stone in concrete, and then Phoenix Rehab, which I'm a patient right now. I dislocated my shoulder here Father's Day morning trying to do plyometrics. Oof. And down I went and dislocated. 8 weeks. Matt Smarcanic at Phoenix has me pretty much, I could do this. I mean, I wasn't able to do that a couple weeks ago. So, all right, let's get started here. Season kickoff show. I can't tell you how happy I am. We're in the new wellness center here at the high school. Beautiful turf. Nothing beats walking into a school in August or September, having that fresh gloss on the hallways. Everything's new, everything's fresh, everything's exciting. Everything's going to be exciting for Pottsville Tide this year.
Yeah, we're glad to be back. Here we go again. Kids have worked extremely hard beginning in last November. I thought we had an outstanding off-season in the weight room in terms of our strength, in terms of our conditioning, in terms of our player development. That United Way Challenge we spoke about last year that we weren't quite ready for. We got first in the strength competition. I think that's a little barometer of just how hard our players have worked. It was a great summer. It's been a really productive preseason, and now it's time to get started on Friday night.
Now, okay, to go forward, I have to look back. I think I'm finally over the Tamaqua loss from last year, week 3. That wrecked my world there for the weekend.
We're not yet. I mean,
okay, that's a good thing.
We spoke about the entire offseason.
Okay.
About how we were 2 plays away from winning 8 football games in year 1. It's disappointing that we didn't, and it's something we're determined not to repeat. But we talk about that. Winning situational football going into the season has been a big discussion piece. Those 3rd down stops, those 4th and short situations, all those things that maybe cost us a game last year. Week 3, against Tamaqua, and then certainly in the district semifinal, we make 1 more play, they make 1 less. We're playing for a district championship, but we didn't. So we don't want to repeat that again. We want to play better football this year and be more situationally aware. But our program has not gotten over that loss yet.
Yeah, I know. In the beginning of the year, you had the Tamaqua, Southern Lehigh, but then you look at that Lehighton game right before the half. You guys could have folded again, and you punched it in for a score. So, you were making, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah, the Lehighton game was a turning point. It was wet that night. They were very big, ran a lot of outside zone. We had a hard time with our size at linebacker trying to identify where the back was. Yeah. But again, we made a few plays and were able to come out in the second half and really control the second half. But there's gonna be a lot of football games like that. Our league's very balanced this year. We have some really good football teams. Our schedule is extremely difficult, and you're gonna have those situations every Friday night. But that was certainly a turning point for our kids, I think. Finding a way to win that game at home.
Now, talking about the schedule, I was going through and just doing my math, which I'll keep to myself, but it's a tough schedule. And this year you're going to have a little bit higher expectations built, being at the district semifinal last year. How do you address those as a team?
It's every day. It's an everyday process. The grind is real. You have to learn how to embrace the grind of it and build that camaraderie and trust among your locker room. Our kids have certainly done that. It's all the best teams are player-driven teams, and these kids have certainly taken a lead and been great in the off-season. And that's where that has to build onto the field. And there has to be a certain element of faith and belief. I think the kids understand we're doing things the right way. We're preparing as hard as we can, the correct way. We're giving them the best opportunity to be successful. They've given themselves the best opportunity to be successful. Now it's just an everyday during the week grind, and every Friday night is a separate entity. You have to go out. I said before, each game has a mind of its own, and that 48 minutes of Friday night, you just have to make more plays and be the more determined physical football team. And I think that's that one-day process has gotten us to this point.
Now you're talking about physical. I want to make sure I have this right. I heard that 3 of the 4 captains are O-linemen. That had to make you happy,
That's
right?
unique. Absolutely, that's unique.
And that's voted on by By players.
Yes,
That's
no, absolutely. So that's unique. I mean, Logan Kessler has been a multi-year starter here. Cole Cesare started both sides of the ball last year. Was an integral part of our holding our interior of our defense together. Never tired, big body. And Brody Baddock has just been starting since the sophomore year as well. And 3 good football players, 3 really good people, really good kids, hard workers, and the kids obviously gravitate to them. So having those guys in the offense and defense in front in these tight games we spoke about, these one-possession games, we have to win the line of scrimmage. That's the difference in those football games is your offensive line play, your tight end play, your ability to run the football, and defensively your ability to stop the run with your front 7. And those guys having 3 leaders, plus on the defensive end, Brody Herndon in the interior as well. Juju's on the edge of the box, so we have a lot of leaders in the front half, and that's where football games are ultimately won.
And you have Juju in the backfield, and then from everybody tells me, I'm going to love this guy, Kishwara.
Yeah, Alan Kishwara.
Yeah, so he's a senior coming out. He hasn't played in a little bit.
Hasn't played since junior high.
But I saw him, big body.
190
hopefully he
pounds.
remembers how to play football again. I don't know.
No question, but he knows how to lift weights. He remembers how to do that. I'll tell you that. He's been great in the weight room. Outstanding young man, catcher in the baseball team for Coach Welsh, and we got him out in the offseason, sort of fell on our doorstep, and we've welcomed him, and he's totally embraced everything we do in this program, and ran around against Mount Carmel on Saturday and made plays, and we're really excited about his progress, and this being a 190-pound senior leader among that defensive linebacking core.
So going into Friday night, how does the Tide walk away with a win? Because Shamokin's tough.
No doubt. They are one of the best teams we'll play all year. They were 12-1 last year, lost in the state playoffs. They were District 4, 4A champs. They have a quarterback who's has offers from Ole Miss and offers from Penn State as a slot receiver. Gigantic offensive lineman, and Isaac Glover, extremely talented running back in the Glink kid. Just really track speed on the edge. Our track team was outstanding again. Was a player in a state meet, and those guys are fast on the edge, and Steinmetz and Bickert, like they got some good body, fast kids, and linebacker. They return an inside guy who's very good. They have a transfer from Line Mountain, was Line Mountain's best player last year, to play inside linebacker to ring this kid, and so they're going to be a good football team. And I said Shamokin got the right guy when he got Mark Persing. I coached against Mark when I was at Mount Carmel. They understand him, he understands them, and he sort of got them going this year. So they come down here, with a really good resume and a team that's certainly one of the better teams on our schedule.
And it's going to be a beautiful night from all the forecasts. The field's going to be in tip-top shape. How excited are the kids to kind of build on last year?
Yeah, they're cranked up. I mean, it's obvious. We never have a bad practice. Our energy level's extremely high. Talked to Johnny Dare at Mount Carmel. He talked about the fatigue that set in with his team after the scrimmage and how they felt on Monday. Our kids were great on Monday. We're doing deep squats in the weight room, running around. I mean, I feel like we're a well-conditioned football team. I think that could be a big part of the game on Friday night, is being the better conditioned football team. But our kids are still continue to work hard in season with the weights, and they're ready to go. They're excited about the challenge. It's always great opening at home. Be high energy. Fox 56 will be here as well. We're the game of the week. So it's going to be a high energy football game, and it's going to be one of those games that comes down to the second half. It comes down to conditioning.
Would you go with Matucci's on
the bus, buddy? We're on the bus. We had
you didn't stop afterwards?
No, we didn't stop. We had a chili cheese dog from Mrs. Dara.
Okay.
Johnny Dara, Mount Carmel's head coach.
I coached him.
I coached him in 3 years at Mount Carmel. He's the head coach now, and his mother actually made the food for the home and away team after. So it was a great home cooking from Mrs. Dara, and so it was good day. Always good to go back there. Saw a lot of people I knew. Fond memories of my years at Mount Carmel area, and but it was a really good scrimmage for us. We play them next year. We play them in 26-27.
In the regular season.
Mount Carmel comes here week 2 to the Silver Bowl next year. After Shamokin comes back here week 1 next year. So 2 years in a row we open at home with Shamokin, and then so we're no longer a scrimmage Mount Carmel after this year. So it'll be on our regular season schedule next year.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I went up for the first 3 series, and I left worried. I was like, we don't look good. I was panicking, and then I got reports from Coach Welsh that everything settled down. And we're good.
We were really good at down and distance. That's part of it. You know,
Yeah.
it's high school football. Like, you know, you're not going to come out of the blocks all the time. You're traveling the road.
Right.
You're trying to find new identity. We lost a lot of really good football players.
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying to find your identity, and sometimes you don't find it right away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it took a little bit, but you know what happened? We didn't say a word. We coached like we normally
Yeah,
coached.
you weren't screaming?
And then the kids have to find a way to figure it out for themselves.
I did say that afterwards. I was telling somebody, and I was like, but you know what? I didn't hear anyone screaming, so they know more than I do. Sitting in the stands 50
the
feet
kids
away.
have to find their way. You know, you're in the sideline, they're in the field. We coach them up extremely hard during the week. They know what they have to do. They know how they have to pull themselves out of things and when they have to tighten their belts. And that's exactly what we did. We tightened our belt, made some plays on both sides of the football. Feel really good about our special teams component this year as well. You know, with Andrew returning, our return guys. You know, as punt returners, our goal is to not have any balls hit the ground. They've been great. Our kickoff return is an offensive play. You know, so I feel really good about all that stuff. But we settled down in all three elements and played really good in the down and distance component.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck. Roll Tide, and let's start off the season with a W.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.